Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to our second live stream here for today, my friends. Hope everyone is doing good out there. Glad to have y'all here for another update, y'all. Like I said, we got ourselves some more information regarding model run data and all kinds of stuff like that. So we will be going over a lot of the models and in terms of what we can expect here. Also the outlook, as you can see on the screen right now. This is the latest outlook here from the SPC regarding the severe weather event we are expecting here for Tuesday. So you can see that we have ourselves a pretty decent slight risk across portions here of southwestern portions of Michigan into a very small slither portion here of southern Wisconsin. A lot of central northern Indiana included, a lot of Illinois inside the slight risk level 2 threat, equivalent to a 15% chance for severe weather, as well as portions of Missouri, southeastern side, including portions out there by St. Louis, will be in the level 2 threat, or the biggest threat here for severe weather come Tuesday, as of right now. So, and of course, we have the dark green. This is our level 1 severe weather threat, equivalent to a 5% chance of seeing severe weather across the way. So, overall, like I said, these areas is the severe weather threat here. Anyways, but hope y'all are doing good. Let's see here. Mark, dude, coming in with a $5 super chat, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it very much. You absolutely rock, my friend. Thank you so much, Mark. Big thank you to you. Let's see here. How severe will St. Louis get? So St. Louis is in the biggest threat here regarding severe weather as of right now. So, you know, if you live out there by St. Louis, you're in a region where I would definitely, you know, just keep an eye out there for it. Because, you know, there could be some strong to severe thunderstorms out in those regions there. So, we'll have to keep an eye out there for it. Let's see here. What's up? Hope you're doing good, guys. Let's see here. Never did do a warm welcome. Let's go do a warm welcome. We'll do a warm welcome to a couple people. We have Crystal, we have Aiden, we have Cade, we have Brooklyn. Let's see here. We have Mara. We have ourselves Minions. We have Parker. We have Bree. We have Justice. Let's see, we have Funny. We have Mazio. Let's see, Desi, and obviously everybody else who's hanging out with us. Hope everyone is doing good. Once again, glad to have y'all here for another update. So we're gonna dive on into the models here. We do got some kind of you know, some mid-range model supports now regarding the event here. So we actually do have ourselves a bit more of the information available here. So we are going to hop over here to 21 Zulu because we actually have ourselves you know, a bit of information here. Like I said, with those mid-range and kind of shorter range models. So as we approach our way here into actually Monday, there might even be enough instability to fire off a couple storms maybe late Monday. Although the main threat is going to be on Tuesday. So honestly, I don't see too much of a problem on Monday. But as we work our way into Tuesday, you notice that there is this real big pool of instability. But there is kind of a problem with it. And, you know, the term is capped out. which can be hard for storms to develop in. And honestly, it'll be really difficult for some storms to fire off here. That's really my only concern right now, regarding this storm currently, is how well are storms going to be able to fire off. That is a big unknown to what we still need to watch out for. That's one of the biggest things that we're still not too certain on. But there is definitely a lot of instability around to cause for, like I said, a bit of severe weather. But there is some breaks in the convection pockets here, so or the Cape pockets, I should say, in which this could allow for those storms to actually start to fire off here. So there's enough instability between the models. Here's the NAM. NAM is showing a bit different of a scenario, less instability for areas further down south, but still does have that pocket. But once again, it's a little capped up here, or capped over here, so could be a little bit of a hard time for these storms to fire off here. So we'll just have to, keep an eye out there for it. Do I think Ohio will be bad on Tuesday? So there is portions of Ohio that is in the risk area here. Like I said, mostly the central western side here. We have a level 1 threat across the dark green. Honestly, if you live across the dark green, like I said, it's a really low odd that you're going to see severe weather. A 5% chance, a matter of fact, within 25 miles of you. So the odds are not the greatest, per se. The greatest probability is more going to be in the yellow areas. So if you live across the yellow, that's kind of more the greatest concern. But, there is a possibility that we could see some severe weather across the dark green as well. Now, the light green, if you're wondering what this is just what we call a general thunderstorm threat, which is basically just a shot for some strong storms, maybe. I mean, some storms, too strong storms. Not quite severe, though. They're not expected to be anything severe. So that is definitely what we are looking out there for. Will Ohio be fine? Yeah, like I said, I know a lot of you guys, we're going to get through this, no problem. For a lot of you guys out there, like I said, hopefully it's not as crazy as, we've been looking at it for the last couple of days. But like I said, we do have areas in Ohio that is in the risk area. So we'll just need to keep an eye out there for it. Let's see. So you're mainly looking at the northern Illinois area. Seem to be more in Missouri/Ohio last year. Well, yeah, so the main threat for this event here come Tuesday, it does include a lot of portions like southeastern Missouri is in the, kind of the greatest threat here. As you can see, pretty much all of Illinois is actually in this severe weather threat here come Tuesday. And same thing for portions like central northern Indiana is also in this. And like I said, it's really surprising to see, but there is going to be that shot for severe weather even in Michigan. It's like I said, it's not typically every day that you hear, for this time of the year, for February, to actually be seeing severe weather up in like central Michigan. Like it's pretty unheard of. So it is definitely a little interesting in that realm. But like I said, between the models, there's just a lot of uncertainty still. One of the models, one of the shorter range models, we call the RAP. It's a rapid refresh model. It actually does show a really good amount of instability, fuel for these thunderstorms. We call this CAPE, or convective available potential energy. Basically, the potential energy that could be in the atmosphere. Now, obviously, if this was converted into actual energy, it would be kinetic energy. But at this point, since it's still pre-event, it's potential energy. So it will be potential until the storm is actually firing. Then it turns into kinetic energy. But so it's potential energy. If you guys, obviously have taken like physics and all that stuff, potential energy and kinetic energy and all kinds of different variations. But yeah, so obviously right now this is potential energy, but there is a lot of potential energy, meaning that there is good amount of fuel that could be necessary for some strong to severe storms popping off here. So that's kind of what's really interesting with this latest model here, is that it really shows a good amount of instability. HRRR, this is another one. This is actually the first time we're looking at HRRR on this system. And what's really interesting is the fact that this model actually agrees fairly well with the amount of instability that the RAP model is showing. Now, there is still a pretty big cap across a lot of places, which will hold back some thunderstorm development. But there is a lot of breakup points to where we do not have a cap or a warm layer in our low atmosphere that will actually allow for some storms to freely rise. So that is honestly a little concerning. And I don't know if you guys remember me the other day, how I was saying, we'll become more and more, better known, or we'll become, so let me rephrase this. It would be a lot better to understand how much instability and all that stuff we will have in the atmosphere the closer we get to the event. And you can see here now that, we do have a bit of agreement already starting to pop up. And, the models beforehand in the long range, they were showing low-end amounts of instability. Like I said, the mid-range models and the short-range models start to pick up a little better on that. The long-range models are not really the best for, looking at instability. And yeah, so since we already have mid-range model support, we're already starting to see the factor that it could be a lot more instability out there. Like I said, I mean, typically for severe weather, you really want about 1,000 joules per kilogram or more, which is that cape you see in the top row of this little box here. Anything over 1,000 is decent, and we can see that we are crossing well over 1,000, some areas potentially near 2,000, between the wrap model. I was going to bring back up the HFRRR here as well, but between the wrap model and the HRRR here, both the models do have some pockets potentially getting in 2,000 joules per kilogram, which, like I said, that's a good amount of instability. Models are definitely starting to trend heavier on the instability, it looks like, which is a little interesting. If we hop over back to the wrap model, we're going to go ahead and circularize some of the heaviest instability here, just for a bit of a reference point for me to look at. So, right here across portions of Michigan and all. So we're going to take a look at the lower winds. These are very important, regarding supercell development, as well as just overall storm organization in general. So we're talking about 4,000 feet up in the air. So we're not too high up aloft, but we are, we're talking those lower levels. And what's a little interesting and a little concerning is just how fast these winds are moving at the lower elevations. I mean, we're talking well over 50 knots, which, really, you want your lower level jet stream. This is a lower level jet. Anything above 40 knots could be potentially, problematic. And with that being said, I mean, between the amount of instability that we have, how much energy we could have in the atmosphere, and also, just determining all of that, heavy wind shear we have, it seems pretty concerning. Now, as we go up in the atmosphere, the wind direction actually does change. I don't know if you guys could see, if y'all saw that. Let's hop back to our lower atmosphere real quickly. So you can see the wind direction is moving pretty much northeast, right? So you can see the winds are going from the southwest and flowing to the northeast. So as we rise up in the atmosphere, 500 millibar pressure equivalent, which that's about 18,000 feet, I believe. 18,000 feet, I believe, so about 4 times the height that we're at in this blue arrow. But you can see that the wind barbs are more pointing east rather than northeast. So you can see as we rise up into the atmosphere, the wind directions are, first of all, the winds are not only getting stronger, but as we rise in the atmosphere, the wind direction is changing as well. So that sudden change in wind speed and wind direction with height, we call wind shear, in this case is definitely supportive for some supercells and, overall for, like I said, just a bit of nasty storm activity. So, I mean, given the way that the models are showing in these last couple of runs, it's a little interesting. So we're going to grab a sounding. We're just going to grab one up here in northern Indiana, just to kind of get a view. It might be capped out here because it was in that capped environment. But, according to both of these models, there's going to be pockets to where there's not going to be a warm layer or temperature inversion in our lower atmosphere, which basically, stalls out any vertical movement with warm air that's trying to rise further up in the atmosphere. Hopefully that makes sense. But so with the thunderstorm, how thunderstorms begin is at the surface, basically. So you have a big, right on the ground, it heats up, the ground heats up, and we start to get these little columns of rising warm air we call updrafts. And these updrafts can be generated by uneven heating. It could be by convergence, two wind directions coming together and converging, which could ultimately allow for that warm air at the surface to start rising. And as this warm air rises, it could hit an atmosphere level, which could prevent the storm overall from continuing to rise. So what's going to happen is it's going to start to rise in the lower atmosphere, and it's just going to stall, and it's going to stop. And eventually, since it's not going anywhere, it's just going to collapse on itself, and then the storm is going to die before it can even really get its act going. So that's kind of the thing here, y'all, is that, you know, a lot of these areas could have that problem. But there is the latest guidance here between our mid and short range models that we're starting to get through now. Does show little pockets here, so you can see these areas in here. That's you know, some pockets where the cap will be lighter. There won't be as much of a problem regarding that. So let's go ahead and grab a sounding in southern Michigan. This is kind of a really high instability sounding we're getting ready to pick here from this model, and so we'll go and wait for that to load. So here we go. So honestly, yeah, here it is a little bit concerning. So there's a lot of instability in the atmosphere here. So this is a vertical representation of our atmosphere. We call this a skew T-plot. And here at the surface, our winds are moving pretty much, you know, actually relatively pretty much northeast here, right? So the winds at the lower atmosphere are moving about northeast. And as we go up, you can see how the wind direction changes more to the east. So we do have that change in wind direction as we go up in the atmosphere. There's also a visual representation of that on our hodograph in the top right column here. So you can see how we have this kind of like pirate hook type of shape to our hodograph. And that is telling us that as we rise up in the atmosphere, the winds are getting stronger and they're changing directions to potentially favor some rotating thunderstorms we call supercells. So with that being said, from the sounding I just grabbed here, yeah, there will be the possibility for tornadoes if all other conditions are met, especially in our thermodynamic category. If that cap is not present, which let's hope it's that way. Well, in reality, let's not hope it's, or let's hope that the cap is present, which it seems possible in some areas. But anyway, so regardless, what we're looking at here is, yes, as a quick little term here, yes, the atmosphere is pretty potent, both in the kinematics and the thermodynamic standpoint. And, you know, that's just kind of how these new models are starting to kind of, you know, trend towards, which, like I said, from a forecaster's perspective, it's starting to pick up a bit of heat here, it looks like. Now, we'll just have to continue watching this. You know, it still is a couple days, like I always say. You know, there is still a lot of ever-so-changing information on the system, but like I said, there is a pretty good amount of instability. A pretty good amount of you know, energy potential in the atmosphere. Now, once again, this is what we call CAPE, convective available potential energy. Remember, potential energy. This is, you know, at one given point, a stored energy, and whenever it becomes released, it becomes kinetic energy. And so whenever it is released, that is whenever, you know, you have an ongoing storm. So now, according to the HRRR, here, it looks like there will be a bit of a break in the cap here, right around it looks like let's see, 22 Zulu. So this is right around, like, I think midday, right around midday. So right around midday here, we will actually be seeing, you know, a good shot for some, you know, a storm environment here. Actually, a pretty good shot at seeing the possibility for severe weather across, you know, like northern Indiana, portions out there by southern Michigan, Ohio, portions obviously out there by, like, you know, Illinois and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it is starting to get more clear. Models are definitely starting to become a bit more clear here. Let's try a different model here overall. So this one's a little bit different, as you can tell. Obviously, same time here, right around 22 Zulu on Tuesday. So kind of like a mid-evening, I'd say, time frame. So first of all, a convective inhibition, which is that cap I was talking about, that warm layer in the lower atmosphere that prevents storms from occurring, is pretty strong across this region here. And there is a lot of instability, you know, I shouldn't say a lot, but a decent amount of instability available to allow for some storms to fire off here, given if there was no, you know, preventing layer, we call the cap. But there is, in this case, a bit more of an opened environment out here towards western Illinois instead. So you can see just between these models, so that's NAMNES model, and if we hop back to HRRR, you see there's a total different story. You know, it is completely different. Now, it does seem like the RAP model and the HRRR, which are both semi, you know, short-range models, basically, and these short-range models are saying that, yeah, there could be definitely a good amount of instability available, like a decent amount of energy in the atmosphere to allow for these storms to kick off, for one. But So overall, it's definitely a little bit concerning here, just given the fact that, these models are starting to kind of trend more in that fashion of more instability. To actually start building into the atmosphere. Now, once again, with instability, there's other important factors such as moisture, as well as, once again, wind shear. We've looked at the wind shear a little bit, but let's go and bring up our moisture. We measure this in dew point temperatures. We're looking for really the 60s and above, but mid upper 50s could work as well in some cases. But you can see here, as we approach our way here towards 22 Zulu, like we were talking about, with that big pool of instability, potentially over like Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan, how we do have ourselves those moisture or lower level moisture is present and showing those dew points here in the lower 60s, which is once again supportive, here. So, like I said, I mean, everything's lining up here, guys. Once again, we have ourselves, pretty good lower level moisture available, especially for this time of the year. It's unbelievable. So a good amount of moisture available in our lower atmosphere. We hop over here to our lower level wind shear, and you can see how we have those winds relatively northeast speaking at about like 50 knots or so. And as we gradually climb up into the atmosphere, this is around 4,000 feet up in the air, by the way, guys, about 50 knots or so to the northeast. And as we go up further into the atmosphere, about 500 millibar pressure equivalent, which, right, like I said, is right around 18,000 feet or so. So right at 500 millibar height equivalent, you can see how those winds move a bit more eastbound, and they are stronger. You see a triangle and two long lines. So a triangle is 50 knots and two long lines. That would make that 70 knots. Makes that about 70 knots overall. So wind shear, like I said, the winds are very strong, not just in the lower atmosphere, but also in the mid-atmosphere and upper atmosphere. So winds throughout the atmosphere is very strong, which will help organize those storms and unfortunately will allow for them to potentially become rotating thunderstorms we call supercells. So between the kinematics or the wind shear that we have here, it's definitely on the higher end of things. Instability is kind of starting to trend a little bit more heavier. I mean, like I said, we were watching this earlier, for a couple days, and the models were showing us, just right around 1,000 joules per kilogram and below. But it seems like some of the models, the short-range models, are starting to pick up on instability, might even be double that, which could be a bit more problematic if we continue to trend this way. So what I'm saying here is that potential for severe weather, I think, the strength might be increasing across portions here of like northern Indiana, possibly even Ohio and southern Michigan overall. So that is, what it seems to be starting to show us here. So there's your frontal system here. This is your temperatures out there. You guys can see quite a big frontal mass coming this way. So we got a lot of warm air advection. We got a lot of warm air coming up from the south, as you can see, really warming it up just pre-event here. You guys can see portions of the Midwest Ohio Valley could be clocking in the 70s, maybe some areas near the 80-degree mark, which is definitely going to be quite a temperature shift for you guys out there. It's going to be definitely pretty crazy. So once again, 70s, 80s. Look at this. So as we work our way further down in time here, which is, a bit concerning, let me go ahead and hop down to 18 Zulu. So you can see we go from like the 70s and all. And as this front rolls through here, you can actually see that those temperatures out there, y'all, could be getting into the 20s and up here towards like, Minnesota and all, which let me go ahead and say Minnesota's not expecting severe weather. But their temperatures out there could be in the single digits out there. So that is a possibility. So once again, you guys can see, just this little front approaching the way here for Tuesday and cutting through Wednesday across the Ohio Valley. Now, right around Thursday, given the point we're not expecting any severe weather as of now for Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday. We did have a risk for Wednesday, but they removed that due to uncertainty. But for Thursday, like I said, we don't think that there's going to be much of any severe weather concern. If it is, it's going to be lower end, we think, as of right now. But yeah, so that is what it looks like. And you can see just if I play this in motion, I mean, just how crazy that looks. It's a very powerful cold front, really powerful cold front, really packing a punch here. So like I said, y'all are going to be enjoying those warm temperatures here for Tuesday. It's going to be very warm across the central eastern country. But once this cold front rolls through, it's going to bring that winter back. It's going to bring winter on the way back here. So quite a big change, I tell you, quite a big change here. Anyways, major temperature drop. It is. It's crazy just to see how quick those drop off there. Severe storm. Tracker says, Andrew, everyone in here is the most amazing favorite people. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, man. That's very sweet of you. Let's see. We're going to get to some of the chat here. I'm going to try to keep up with you guys as well. How bad will Louisville be? So right now, Louisville is included in the level 1 threat, which is the lowest end for severe weather, but we'll have to watch this for potential upgrades. I'm not saying it will be upgraded, but you know, like I said, we'll just have to continue monitoring this as it does approach your region here overall. So for the Louisville region, as of now, you're in a level 1 severe weather threat, but that could be a subject to change. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind. We'll keep you updated. You know, I'll be doing these live streams once again tomorrow. I will go live again sometime early afternoon, and of course again later in the evening. So I'll be live for you guys for updates and all kinds of stuff like that. So like I said, we'll be here for you guys. Anyways, let's see. How about North Missouri? So yeah, North Missouri, for the western side, you know, the cold front's expected to start to become, the severe storms is expected to fire off here on that cold front, and to potentially start being severe as of now, across the northeastern side of Missouri. The western side, the northwestern side, like towards Kansas City and all that stuff, as of now is not expected to be severe. Let's go ahead and hop over here to day 2 outlook. I don't think they added anything, but just a thunderstorm threat. Yeah. So some of these areas here has a thunderstorm threat for Monday, my bad. For Monday, the day before the big event. Just a thunderstorm threat, no severe weather expected on Monday, but for Tuesday, that's whenever we have that, that big chance roll through. Okay? We'll do zip codes in a little bit, guys. Hold those for now. But like I said, I'm just kind of going over some of the, some of the quick areas I can look out there. Let's see here. Chris says, can we show some Andrew some love and appreciation by liking the video, subscribe, and share the video? Like I said, y'all don't have to do that, but I will ask if y'all could please subscribe and share. That's really the most important things you guys can do to help us out. Not just help us out, but help everybody else out as well, because, you know, like I said, whenever it comes to it here, you know, obviously awareness and, you know, spreading the word is the most important thing we can do. So if you guys could, you know, subscribe for yourself, that way you guys can remain weather updated, and share this so that people you know can also be as well. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to do my best I can to keep you guys informed, and I will always do that for you guys. So like I said, it would be much appreciated. Anyways, how about Detroit? Detroit's in a marginal level 1 threat here as of right now, but we'll see. I know there's been a lot of people who asked me, do I think it'll be upgraded for Detroit? I don't think so, at least for right now. I don't really know, honestly. That's a better answer. But so we'll just have to see how they decide to play that. If we hop on back over to the models like we were looking at here a minute ago, let me go ahead and bring back up the Great Lakes region here. This might be a good view to look at. But whenever it comes to it here, with the event that pops through, let's go ahead and bring up our HRRR. Latest HRRR here does show a pretty decent amount of instability being available for portions of like southern Michigan come here for later, kind of mid-late day on Tuesday. It does show a, hopefully that box will go away here soon. It will in a minute. But yeah, no, we definitely will have a decent amount of instability available out in some of those regions. Also for places like northern Indiana, areas out there by like probably northwestern Ohio. It seems like the models are starting to agree more in terms of heavier instability and more potential energy for thunderstorms. So we'll have to see. How about Chicago's? Will they take it to an enhanced risk? Like I said, we're still not even sure if there's going to be an enhanced risk. So to say that's really going out on a limb here, in which I am not going to do right now. So we'll see. I mean, if they do go into enhanced risk, I think it would probably be for portions of Indiana. That's if they do. Like I said, I'm not the SPC. Follow the SPC for more of those updates, but we go over the SPC outlooks all the time here. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, for the people who actually make the outlooks, I'm not one of them, so I can't tell you what they're going to end up doing. But from what I see, I do see improvement in the models. I do see higher concern in some areas here, especially up in Indiana, maybe Illinois and Ohio, southern Michigan. We'll just see. We'll just have to see how things roll through. Okay. But like I said, there is still time for some things to change here. There's still some time. Anthony says, doesn't look like Nashville will see much of anything. So yeah, as of right now for Nashville, we don't have a risk area. for the Nashville region. We just have a TSTM, or a general thunderstorm risk here. Just saying a couple thunderstorms are possible, but nothing severe is expected. Not expected to be on the table. So as of right now, Nashville area is fine. We did have a risk for winds. For Wednesday, but they did remove that risk here today because so much uncertainty for that area, and plus it seems like the models. Let me go ahead and take this down a bit towards those regions here. It seems like the models are starting to trend less and less for available energy. For some of those regions there. Now, while there will be the possibility of some, instability in the region, it's going to be fairly minimal and probably will not cause too much of a problem. So as of right now, it does not look like you're going to have much of an issue. So that's good news. That's good news for you. But it seems like the main threat's going to be way more to the north, as you guys can see. I mean, even GFS now is starting to show maybe a bit of a heavier pocket of instability between Illinois and Indiana, which that seems like the newest the newest update for you guys. Is, like I said, some of these areas out there between maybe Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana, Illinois could be seeing a bit more of instability than we were previously thinking. So that's just definitely, like I said, that's just how things are looking as of right now. Anyways, so I gotta catch my breath here for a minute. T-Star says, awesome coverage. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, I try to do the best I can and try to help y'all out as much as possible. All right, we're going to grab a sounding from RAP model in north central Indiana. I'm not going to try to cherry pick this. I'm just trying to grab one of the areas that's not capped out completely. So let's go ahead and grab the sounding here. So this is, once again, in kind of north central Indiana, an atmospheric sounding. So lower dew points in the 60s. That's good. Giving the storms enough moisture that they're going to need. So there is enough moisture in our lower atmosphere to get things started. Regarding lift, that's not much of a concern considering we have a really strong cold front coming through. That will provide more than enough lift for severe weather to begin. So at this point, we will have vertical rising columns of warm air. We call updrafts here that will start to begin. So as we continue to go up in the atmosphere, it seems like this is one of the areas that's a little less capped out. So convection should be able to occur across the way here. And storm tops is right here at the EL. This is our equilibrium level. This is where the atmosphere becomes, it's the boundary at which the atmosphere goes from unstable to stable, meaning that anything, those vertical columns of rising air, the updrafts we were talking about, that's where they stop. Or around that area is where they typically stop because, there's not enough instability and stable air becomes available again, which allows for things to calm down. But all below that line, that would be your thunderstorm. And you can see, so we'll just go ahead and draw a little representation here. Let's see, do I have a gray? I do have a gray. So we'll just draw a big, anvil cloud here. Why not? Big thunderstorm, something like that. So there's our thunderstorm, right? So here's the thing. So the really important thing to look at here on these soundings is wind speed and wind direction. At the lower atmosphere, let me redraw that. The lower atmosphere, our winds are moving about northeast. Like I said, you can see here in the lower atmosphere, the winds are moving northeast, bringing up a bunch of warm air from the Gulf and just shooting it up here to the northeast. Now, as we rise into the atmosphere, right around 3 kilometers or so, the winds start to change directions a little bit more to the east, and by the time we reach our way up here to kind of around the middle levels of the atmosphere, we'll say shyly around 20,000 feet or so, the winds are have changed quite a bit. So we've gone from northeast to pretty much eastward wind flow overall. So yeah, so like I said, that just kind of seems to be what the wind pattern is going to look like, which will support some supercells and will support some rotating thunderstorms and stuff like that. So we'll have to definitely be watching out there for that. Let's see here. Alrighty, gotta catch my breath. Also read the chat here as well. I'm gonna get to some of your guys' questions. I understand y'all are a little question about this event here, and I'm gonna do my best to help you guys. Let's see here. We will do zip codes here in a little bit, guys. So hang tight for that, and I'll do a zip code just letting you guys know where the threat is for severe weather, if you're at risk or not. But we'll do that here in a moment, okay? First, let's hop on back over here. So this is the latest outlook area, my friend. This is, once again, the convective outlook that the SPC did issue. So once again, in that level 2 or the yellow area, that is the greatest risk for severe weather. And you can see St. Louis is included. So if you live out there by St. Louis, if you know anybody who's in St. Louis, Tuesday, there was a decent threat. There is a decent threat for possible severe weather. Now, as we work our way into Illinois, we have ourselves some areas here that is also very populated, such as Chicago, in that level 2 severe weather threat. So if you know anybody out by Chicago, heads up to them. Indianapolis is in the level 2 threat in Indiana, Fort Wayne, and the level 2 threat goes out there by Kalamazoo in southwestern Michigan. Now, this is actually just shyly to the south of Grand Rapids, you can see, which Grand Rapids is in a marginal, which is still a severe weather threat. But like I said, this whole yellow area, this is the level, like I said, this is the level 2 threat, or the bigger of the levels here overall, as of right now. And of course, like I said, the probability of this, of seeing severe weather, is a 15% chance. So there is a 15% chance here that we could see severe weather every 25 miles, across the yellow area. So for example, we'll go ahead and draw a box. Let's just say roughly that's 25 by 25 miles. And we make a grid-like pattern here, right? So we go ahead and fill up this grid-like pattern. I'm not going to obviously sit here and draw all of these, but if we make a grid-like pattern across the region, every 25 miles, there's a 15% chance that somewhere in one of these boxes, severe weather could occur. So what I mean by severe weather is, in this case, tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. All of these hazards, unfortunately, is going to be a concern. I hate to tell you that, but yeah, SPC did also mention that as well. Not to mention, just by me looking at it, I can see that there will be all those hazards, but in case if you guys want direct proof, I can show you that as well. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I never would. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. Where did they put this here? Here you go. So isolated wind damage here. You can see isolated wind damage, hail, and possibly a few tornadoes will be possible. So there you go. So all hazards will be a possibility. So we'll definitely keep an eye out there for it. Ian says that the models keep suggesting a large uncapped environment over the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley. Enhanced risk wouldn't be out of the question on the day 2 outlook, I think. I think you're right. I think you're right. Obviously, if things continue to say that the way they are, if things continue to point in the directions they're pointing, like I said, if we have a large uncapped area of well over 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram of mixed layer instability, as well as, like I said, a lot of wind shear, which will be a big play in this event here. As you go from lower elevations, really strong winds, to upper elevations, still really strong. Given the fact that we have a lot of strong instability and, like I said, a lot of strong winds throughout the atmosphere, if that becomes a totally uncapped environment, I think there would be some big problems there. I'm not trying to scare anybody or anything like that, but that's just the general, general forecasting there, and that is where typically you do see those big events. Is if it does become a nice weighted scale between a lot of instability and a lot of heavy wind shear, which there is definitely some signs to show that there might be a bit of strong energy available, or potential energy, like I said, in the atmosphere. So we'll just have to see how things play out. Okay. Let's see, tornado percentage. As of now, there's no breakdown per SPC. We will learn that tomorrow. Like I said, we will definitely we'll talk about that tomorrow in our update tomorrow. Anyways, let's see. Do I think Chicago will be upgraded to an enhanced risk? Like I said, Paul, I'm still not even too sure if we're going to get an enhanced risk out of this event. I think it's possible if things continue the way they are. But honestly, as of right now, I'm not too sold on that idea quite yet. But we'll see. Obviously, I'm not the one that's going to end up doing that, to be honest with you. But, we'll just have to see how things play out here. This is totally opinion-based, you guys. But You know, if we are going to see an upgrade or an expansion, it would probably be somewhere up in, you know, some of these regions, obviously. I'd say up there a little bit more to the east towards Ohio could be in a slight risk. We'll see. That's just if models continue the way they're talking right now, like between the HRRR and the WRAP showing that much of an uncapped environment with nearly 2,000 joules per kilogram of mixed layer instability plus 50 knot lower level jet, 4,000 millibar, or sorry, not 4,000 millibar, 4,000 feet, right around the 850 millibar pressure equivalent, as well as our mid-level 500 millibar, 18,000 feet roughly. So as you generate aloft, as you go up in the atmosphere, the winds are getting stronger and they're changing directions, which that means that we're going to have some spin in the atmosphere, like I said, for supercells and all that stuff. So, yeah, definitely is, definitely wanted to look out there for that. Let's see here. Ash says, yes, National Weather Service does that job, but weather cannot be predicted precisely. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, that's a really good rule of thumb to go off of. And, you know, I've been saying that all the time here. Since we started forecasting this event, I keep on telling you guys, things are going to change. Things are going to change. And I'm still telling you, things are going to change here. I mean, they're still ever so evolving. There is more and more information that we are still getting about. You know, we're still learning about this event here, but it seems like now what the models are starting to trend here is more of an unstable atmosphere for one, and less of a cap in some areas. Now, obviously, there is still a very capped out environment between the WRAP model, but I mean, like HRRR and stuff like that, showing a really large chunk that potentially could be an uncapped environment. So given the fact if lift is there, I mean, we already have the moisture available, lower dew points in some areas near the 60s, which is favoring a good amount of lower level moisture, as well as our, you know, wind shear from lower altitudes to mid levels, as well as, once again, the instability. So it's all there. It is definitely, you know, all there overall. So that's what's making me a little bit more concerned overall. Is the fact that the models are now starting to trend, what was one of the limiting factors of this event is now starting to trend more into favor of potentially worse. Like I said, not trying to scare you guys on that. I'm just saying what I am seeing here and what we have been seeing. I mean, I've literally been showing you guys the representations. But there is still a couple models that doesn't quite agree with that, like the NAM. But the NAM, I always joke around calling it the never accurate model. You know, it has its times, just like every other model. I mean, every model at some point will very well forecast the event, or, you know, forecast it not very well. I mean, all models do that, but just kind of a joke I have amongst my friends here. NAM, the never accurate model. But there is more models that's starting to outweigh the NAM in terms of, you know, like the HRRR and the WRAP, which is short range models, starting to show that. So, like I said, definitely is a bit interesting. Anyways, let's see here. Mother Nature going to decide when she's ready. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, there is a lot of things that, you know, there is a point to where we can't forecast anymore. We'll just have to let Mother Nature take its course. I mean, like I said, there's only so much that we can predict and all that stuff. And there is a boundary between what we think will happen and what will ultimately happen. Because, like I said, Mother Nature will do what she wants. I've seen weather events that are perfect setups. I mean, I've seen like a no-capped environment, strong lower moisture, strong wind shear, veering wind pattern, a lot of instability, and nothing happens. It just be like that sometimes. It just happens like that sometimes. You know, it's really really interesting. Anyways, let's see here. Just wild this time of the year. It is. And how far north these storms are wanting to develop. Yeah, that's definitely one of the crazier things. I think is just how high these storms are going up. And, you know, one of the main reasons of why they're going up so high is because of how strong those winds are. You know, given the factor that we have a really strong lower jet stream, lower level jet in the atmosphere available. You know, well over 50 knots in some areas is really pulling up a big chunk of warm air from the Gulf region, which is really helping out this event. But yeah, so like I said, it's definitely pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and hop over here to the main thing here, y'all. The main page overall. So like I said, this is the big picture. This is the big picture of things in terms of what's going on here. And you can kind of see, also, yeah, one of the things I did want to mention is that not only will there be the possibility of severe weather, but there will also be the possibility here of some snowfall too. So portions out there, first of all, across portions of the upper elevations here of the Rockies, could see a bit of snowfall as that low pressure system develops across the north here, and it will eventually work its way more to the northeast. But a bit of snow could also fall across like the northern plains, maybe the Midwest, Ohio Valley areas, and we're still watching the potential of maybe the Northeast. There is some models that does show the snowfall potentially coming across the Northeast here with this storm system. That's a possibility. Let's go and hop to another model. Let's do Icon here. Icon has been one of the models that doesn't show much, which it still is not showing much snowfall, but more of a rain kind of thing. For the Mid-Atlantic, actually all the way down from the southeast to the Mid-Atlantic to the northeast here, showing a bit of instability, or sorry, I've been saying instability so much, showing a bit of rainfall, maybe a bit of snow showers behind it. Yeah, it's possible. Let's see, CMC model. This one kind of agrees with GFS a little more, showing more snowfall, across portions of the northeast. But like I said, there's still a lot of unknowns, and there's still not much that we know about that. Regarding the snowfall potential and all that stuff. So it's just, another thing we'll keep on watching over the next couple of days. But anyways, all right, let's go ahead and hop on back here, my friends. We're going to go ahead and I'm actually going to pull up the future radar here. And obviously, I think it's a little too early to tell at that. Simulated reflectivity. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that, guys. That caught me by surprise. Okay, so as we approach our way here into Tuesday, this is right around 23 Zulu, which 23 Zulu is around 6 p.m. Eastern. So this will be right around 5 p.m. Central Time. You can see that there is a bunch of isolated supercells that potentially could form there. And the reason why they're going to be mostly supercells is because that the area is majorly capped out, except for those pockets I was telling you guys up in like southern Michigan and portions of like northwestern Ohio, northern areas here of, like I said, Indiana and all that, plus maybe a couple there in Illinois, showing those supercells pop off from HRRR. That is definitely a bit concerning overall. Now the RAP model, it's not much of a high resolution model, as you guys can kind of tell, but whenever it comes to it here, generally the same thing is present. As you can see, growth and precipitation, which would be because of that convection starting. But yeah, though, we'll just have to see how this plays out, y'all. It's definitely getting a little interesting out there regarding the models, and we'll definitely need to be continuing to watch this over the next couple of days because it seems like I said, it seems like things are starting to trend more in terms of more instability available, and once again, those winds are still very strong, really strong lower level jet. Mid-level jet's also pretty strong as well, so we'll just have to definitely see how that plays through. Let's see. Why do these storms look more worse north, but the meteorologist here in West Central India has the highest tornado risk? Huh? Why do the storms look more worse in north, or more worse north, but the meteorologist here in West Central Indiana has the highest tornado risk? I don't know what you mean by that. What? I'm sorry. Either my brain just doesn't work, or there's something wrong with that sentence. I don't know. Anyways, y'all. I'm doing good, Darian. Hope you're doing good, man. Just need a second to catch my breath after all that talking. Talking for like 48 minutes at pretty quick pace. It's like, whew, need to catch my breath there. Yeah, but like I said, the latest HRRR, the 0 Zulu here, does show a pretty solid amount of instability available. Like I said, a lot more than the long range models we're talking about here, and all that stuff. Plus, if we grab wind shear from RAP, which once again RAP's also showing pretty high amounts of instability. 40, 50 knots of wind shear, lower level, plus 500 millibar mid-level winds are over 60 knots or so. So definitely is, like I said, pretty potent, I'd say. Definitely pretty potent. I think he was saying that their local meteorologist, worst part of Tuesday, will be in central Indiana, but these models here are showing it be a little further north than that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, I will go ahead and tell you guys, as a bit of a disclaimer, like I said, things are constantly evolving, right? I mean, this is 48 hours from this point here, or this is actually 46 hours now, considering it's 2 Zulu, almost 45 hours out, to be specific. But yeah, no, like I said, this will continue to evolve here. I mean, this in particular view, it does get me a little uneased. Just seeing a bunch of supercells develop, like, some semi-discreetly, some actually discrete, like this guy here. But it's still very early to tell, exactly where storms will be given a certain time, because, we are still 2 days away. Thanks for the glasses, or thanks for the glasses compliment, I should say. Let's see here. So what would I currently say the limiting factors are? So I think the limiting factor is the cap that we have in place. So majority of the instability, while we do have a lot of instability in our mid-atmosphere, it seems like the lower atmosphere could be a bit of an issue, like I said, with the capping inversion or that warm layer in our lower atmosphere. This will help prevent storms from happening to some degree. It really depends on if that's stronger. Now, if our cap starts breaking away, which the models are starting to break, which the cap is represented in those parallel lines you all see. But you can see there's no cap here. That's where our instability is able to continue. Obviously continuing moving. So like I was saying, so what happens is you have a warm pool of warm air in the lower atmosphere, very moisture filled, and so we get vertical columns. I believe they're called eddies. And these eddies will continue to rise, or they start to rise here. And as they reach a cooler environment, they start condensing and condensing and continuing to rise. But if there's that cap or that the convective inhibition or that warm layer we have in our lower atmosphere, this will actually stop those eddies from continuing to rise any further. So that is basically kind of what the limiting factor could be. Now, wind shear, I'm not going to say that. I mean, wind shear is definitely not a limiting factor in this case. Some areas well over 50 knots, lower level wind shear, and also mid levels as well. So we have the wind shear, Cape values, nearly 2,000 model runs, latest model runs here. So yeah, I mean, everything looks intact. It does, and I'm not worried about lift either, considering we have a really potent cold front rolling through. So we'll just have to see how things play out. For sure. Let's see here. But anyways, I think I'll spend more of the slight risk into more of Indiana. Well, I mean, considering most of Indiana is in the slight risk, there's really not much more for it to go. Now, if you're talking a southward expansion, I don't see enough evidence of that. Didn't mean to do that. But yeah, seems like that. But anyways, all right, y'all, we're going to take a 5-minute break here. I have to go do something real quickly. I'm going to take a 5-minute break, and when I get back, we're going to do zip codes, guys. So we'll be back here in 5. So hang tight real quickly. Grab yourself a snack, grab yourself something to eat real quick or a drink, and we'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. Like I said, we will be back in, about 5 minutes or so. Richard said Capperson can make certain isolated supercells. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning, is the fact that, whenever it comes to it here, we have a cap that prevents most convection, but those pockets that cape is available, or sorry, the cap is not available, that will actually allow for some areas to allow for convection to occur and to continue to rise, even though the cap is in surrounding areas. So that gives isolated supercells a good chance. All right, y'all, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Y'all hang tight. Subscribe if you haven't. It'd be much appreciated. Now, you guys can stay up to date, as well as, like I said, it helps out the channel and helps further boost our videos and our channel. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. So once again, consider subscribing and share this if you guys want to. And all right, guys, we'll be back here relatively soon. So we'll be back here in about 5, and then we'll do some zip codes when we get back. So let's go ahead and restart that. But all right, y'all, be back here soon. Alrighty, folks, we are back here. We're just going to go ahead and stop this here now. We are going to do some zip codes, y'all. So like I said, if you don't know how that works, I remember, so Otto was saying, how does that work? So for the people who do not know how zip code forecasting works, y'all post your zip code once and do it like every 5 minutes if I don't go over your zip code. Because I'm going to keep up with chat as well, so I can currently read the chat as well. But I will let you know what risk you're in, your probability of severe weather, and obviously, you know, what day and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get that started. I'm going to go ahead and start this. So Misty, so we'll use Misty as an example, 63664. So I'll grab this, 63664, which is in Missouri. And so this is in the slight risk zone, which is a level 2 severe weather threat, equivalent to a 15% chance of seeing severe weather. So we got ourselves a 15% chance here of seeing severe weather here for Tuesday. So like I said, level 2 severe weather threat, which is the greatest threat overall. Okay, so that is that. Let's see here. Misty, not Misty Moon, but other Misty, 63334. Very easy. 63334. Missouri, 15% chance for severe weather. Todd, 48813. 48813 across portions here of Michigan. We're in a level 1 threat, right on the border of the level 2 threat. 5% chance here of seeing severe weather, my friend. Let's see, Rob wants me to take a look here at 46774. 46774. Got you, my friend. Indiana. We are in a slight risk severe threat level 2 out of 5, so we do have a 15% chance here of seeing severe weather. Pam, let's see here, wants me to take a look at, let's see here, 49504. 49504. For Michigan, we are in a level 1 threat, my friend. We are in a marginal, which is a 5% chance here of seeing damaging winds. I was going to say, but actually just seeing just severe weather in general. We're not in the breakdown quite yet. So let's see here. Next up, T-Star 38382. 38382. Got you, my friend, here for portions of Tennessee. We are in a thunderstorm threat, which basically just says, hey, a couple rumbles of thunder possible. Not supposed to be severe or anything like that. All right, we're going to scroll down here. Jeff, 44907. 44907. Ohio, marginal, level 1 severe weather threat, my friend. Let's see here. Next up, Brady, 37040. 37040. Tennessee, thunderstorm threat, no severe weather expected. Andrew, 52722. 52722. Iowa, slight risk, level 2 severe weather threat, 15% chance for severe weather on Tuesday. Let's see here. Kayla, 46176. 46176. Indiana, level 1 severe weather threat for Tuesday, 5% chance for severe weather. Let's see here. JMC 5. That's not even a zip code. 5800. Sounds like some carpet cleaning type of business. 5800. Blah blah blah. Let's see. You're not funny at all. Let's see. Redo, I think it's your name. 48821. 48821 across portions of Michigan. We are in a level 1 severe weather threat, my friend, which is a margin risk. 5% chance for severe weather out here. Let's see, Sam, 61068. 61068 across Illinois. We are in a level 2 severe weather threat, 15% chance for severe weather. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and, let's see here. Next up here, let's see. See, Mykola, I think it is. Let's see, 44935. 44935. Cross portions here of South Korea. Can't do that one, my friend. Let's see here. 62964. 62964. Across Illinois. Level 1 threat, my friend, for severe weather overall. Let's go ahead and actually do something. I'm going to hide my camera for a little bit, y'all. Just no reason. I just want to have it off for a minute. Anyways, so level 1 severe weather threat out there. So 5% chance out there for severe weather being a possibility. Let's see here. Next up, we have Jessica wants me to take a look here at 44115. 44115. Got you, my friend, for Ohio. We are in a thunderstorm threat. The severe weather threat's just slightly to the west here, as you can see. I did this so you guys can see the whole map, by the way, overall. So we are, like I said, obviously in a... like I said, overall, we are in a thunderstorm threat, just saying a couple thunderstorms is possible, so look out there for that. AMIR wants me to take a look here at 44152, 44152, across portions here. Like I said, I can't pull these areas up. It's just not in the United States. Let's see, generic 60618, 60618 for portions of Illinois. Chicago, we are in a level 2 threat, my friend, a severe threat level 2, which is a 15% chance of seeing severe weather. Right now, there's not a breakdown between tornadoes, large hail, or damaging winds. So there is no exact percentage on that as of yet. But we will learn that tomorrow, by the way, guys. We'll definitely need, like I said, we'll definitely learn more about that tomorrow. Let's see here. Row wants me to take a look here at 37601, 37601, cross portions here of Tennessee. We are not at risk, my friend, as of right now, as instability types seems to thin out in those regions. Let's see here. Let's see, Otto wants me to take a look here at, let's see here, 44870, 44870, cross portions here of Ohio. You, my friend, are in a level 1 severe weather threat. Scale from 1 to 5, you're on the lowest end for severe weather, 5% chance of seeing some, like I said, 5% chance of seeing so severe weather in general. So pretty low odds, honestly nothing to worry about, so you should be relatively good. Just keep an eye on it. But overall, it's not supposed to be anything too crazy. Let's see here. Next up, we have ourselves Cade. Let's see, 47235. Do you think they'll expand the slight risk? I don't know if they're going to expand it or not, so I guess you already know what risk you're in, my friend. So let's see, CREX 49091. 49091. Got you, my friend. Michigan, level 2 threat, 15% chance for severe weather. 15% could save you 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Sorry, it's just me being an idiot. Not a sponsor, by the way, guys. Anyways, let's see here. Next up, let's see here. Art, did I already do Art? 46066. 46066. 4 portions. Yeah, this is, like I said, in Indiana, or India, sorry. I can't do these areas. Let's see here. Tanisha, I'm so sorry. My name pronunciation is terrible. 33032, 33032. Cross portions here of Florida. Florida. We are not in the risk, my friend. We are good. We are far away from all this severe weather as of right now. Next up, Asher wants me to take a look here at 376. Let's see here. 37609. Or sorry, 37690. 37690. Cross portions here of Tennessee. We are not at risk, my friend. We are good as of right now. Rob wants me to take a look here at 44030, 44030, cross portions here of Ohio. We are in a thunderstorm threat. Just a possibility for a few rumbles of thunder. Nothing for severe, or nothing severe. So that is good news. Let's see here. L wants me to take a look here at 55001. Got you, my friend. 55001. You, my friend, are not at risk, but you do have a thunderstorm threat, saying that there's a possibility for a few rumbles of thunder, but nothing severe is expected, my friend. We are good. Art wants me to take a look here. Let's see here. 45066. 45066 across portions here of Ohio. Level 1 severe weather threat, my friend. A marginal risk out there, so 5% chance of severe weather. Once again, there's no breakdowns quite yet. We'll learn more about that tomorrow. Official wants me to take a look here at 48843, 48843 across portions here of Michigan. Level 1 severe weather threat, 5% chance of seeing severe weather. So pretty low odds overall, my friend. So we are looking mighty fine. Like I said, just really low odds of severe weather being possible. Let's see here. So Michael wants me to take a look here at 80138, 80138 cross portions here of Colorado. This is definitely not in the severe weather risk area. We are looking good, my friend. Cade 47235, 47235 cross portions here of Indiana. We have a level 1 severe weather threat, 5% chance here for severe weather, my friend. So that is what we are looking out there for. Let's see here. Who's up next? We have Sean. Wants me to take a look here at 42217. 42217. Got you, my friend, here for Kentucky. We are in a level 1 severe weather threat, my friend, or a 5% chance for severe weather. Pretty low odds, but you are looking mighty fine. Like I said, just keep it out there for it. You know, as a couple isolated severe storms could be possible, but honestly not really expecting widespread activity in that area. So we should be mostly good across the marginal risk area. Michigan, let me guess, Michigan wants me to take a look here for 49236, 49236. Across Michigan, here in the marginal risk, my friend, level 1 severe weather threat, also 5% chance for severe weather. Once again, pretty low odds overall. We are looking pretty good. American Proud wants me to take a look here at 65757, 65757 across portions here in Missouri. We are in a level 1 severe weather threat, 5% chance for severe weather, so you're kind of in the lower end of the scale. We are looking pretty good. Dust wants me to take a look here at 46303, 46303 across portions here of Indiana. We have a slight risk, or the biggest threat here for severe weather as of now, 15% chance of seeing severe weather, so the odds are a little bit more in your favor for seeing severe weather overall, so you're in an area where we should definitely keep an eye out there for. Jazz wants me to take a look here at 49043, 49043 across portions here of Michigan, level 2 severe weather threat, 15% chance here for severe weather. Overall, once again, there's no breakdowns as of right now. Let's see, Capybara, once again, same thing for you, man. There's no breakdown as of right now. See, 46033, 46033. You're in the level 2 severe weather threat. If I was to guess, it would at least be a 5% risk for tornadoes, but that's just my opinion, based off of strong wind shear as well as the the thermodynamics and the potential energy we have in the atmosphere there. So I think it's certainly possible with it being around that percentage, but we'll see how that pops up, as I'm not the SPC, so I can't be for sure. Brad, let's see, 61701. Let's see here, 61701. So 61701. Oh. Across portions here of Illinois, we are in a level 2 severe weather threat, 15% chance here of seeing severe weather. American Pride, you're very welcome, no problem. Brett wants me to take a look here at 47960, 47960. Boy, am I going to need some water after this. 15% chance here of seeing severe weather, my friend. Level 2 severe weather threat, so you are in kind of the bigger threat overall for severe weather. Andrew, fellow Andrew of mine. My name's also Andrew. So welcome, Andrew. Let's see, 37643, 37643 across portions here of Tennessee. We are not at risk, my friend. You are looking pretty good from one Andrew to another. Casey wants me to take a look here at 45034, 45034 across portions here of Ohio. Level 1 severe weather threat, 5% chance of seeing severe weather. Once again, pretty low odds here overall. All right, let's see here. Next up, we have Jacob. Wants me to take a look here at 46550. Let's see here, 46550. Across Indiana, level 2 severe weather threat, my friend. 15% chance here of seeing severe weather. So, like I said, you're kind of in one of the more heavier areas here overall. I'm not too sure about an enhanced risk. Like I said, I'm not the SPC, so I'm not too sure if they're going to end up doing that or not. Crystal, 45431, 45431. Ohio, level 1 severe weather threat, 5% chance here for severe weather for you, my friend. So, like I said, pretty low odds, nothing to freak out about, just something to know that you're at the risk out there for, okay? And, all right. Did I get through a lot of them? I think I did. I think I need a bit of a break here. So much talking, dude. I don't even have asthma, but I'm going to need an inhaler after this one. Holy cow. Okay, I need to take some like pure oxygen after all of these. Let's see here. You do amazing, Andrew. Thank you, Crystal. Appreciate that. I'll have zip code nightmares. Oh yeah, you know it. You know I will. All right, we're gonna pop back on the camera here now. Oh shoot, that was a pretty wild ride. It's a lot of removing. Yeah, thanks mods. Appreciate you guys very, very much. So you have a lot of patience. Sometimes. If you know me personally, I sometimes have patience, sometimes I don't. So you did a few zip codes twice. Hey, you know what, Aiden? It is what it is, man. Like I said, I'm just zipping through. Get it? Zip. No pun intended. But you know what I mean. Nice deep breath here. Okay. But yeah. So, like I said, a lot of y'all are in the risk area here. Once again, the level 1, the dark green area, there is a risk for severe weather, but it's relatively low end probability. So, like I said, the odds of you getting severe weather in the dark green is pretty low overall. Like I said, when it comes to it, we have ourselves the slight risk, that the yellow area. That's more of the region we need to be a little bit more concerned about overall. Let's see here. Could I do 42101? Of course. 42101. Got you, my friend. No problem. Bowling Green, thunderstorm threat. So there's no threat for severe weather as of right now. Just a couple of booms of thunder. possibly. And like I said, so watch out for a few rumbles of thunder Tuesday, but nothing severe, my friend. We are looking mighty fine as of right now. Thank you, Darian. Appreciate it. HRR has already been showing some crazy stuff. Oh yeah, we did look at that actually. We've been watching it. If I hop over to where is it? Simulated reflectivity here. Yeah, look at this. Watch this, y'all. Yeah, this is what the latest latest HRR is showing here. A bunch of kind of clustered supercells. You know, it's in those areas that the cap is broken, allowing some localized areas to freely convect without any problems. See here, Garrett. Let's see here. Ace, can you do me a zip code near Springfield? Okay, never mind. I don't need a zip code. I know where Springfield's at, so let me pull that up real quickly. Springfield, Illinois. I'm guessing, not Springfield, Missouri. Did you say Springfield, Illinois? Hold on. Yeah, Springfield, Illinois. Okay, cool. Yeah, we have a level 2 threat, my friend. 15% chance for severe weather. So we are at the risk area. I would keep an eye out there for it, my friend, because you're in one of the heavier areas. How many times do I think this will change before impact? Couple times. I mean, they're going to update this convective outlook at least 4 or 5 more times by the time we get to it. Probably more than that, actually. I'm not sure the exact number. But they update day 1 outlook 4 times a day, day 2 outlook 2 times a day, day 3 outlook 1 time a day, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, Garrett, let's see, 46304, Indiana. Yeah, so this area is also in the level 2 threat, my friend. The biggest threat for severe weather as of now. So, let's see. Richard says, I got to be honest, one of the reasons I love this channel is the unintentional comedic value of the zip code segment never changing. Dude, it gets pretty wild sometimes, man. It really does. It's like sometimes like there's like the perfect puns that pop up, and it's like I have to say them, dude. Sometimes just crack little jokes in the middle of a serious situation of zip code forecasting. Hannah Roney, I think that's your name, wants me to take a look here at 62615. 62615. Got you, my friend. Illinois, level 2 threat, my friend. 15% chance of severe weather. Let's see. 1965 called. They want their thunderstorms back. 2011 called. They want their thunderstorms back. Stacy. So yeah, Stacy. Since last time we updated on the other live stream, I should say, there hasn't been much changes for you, my friend. You were looking pretty okay. Yeah, out there in Tennessee, there's no risks. Let's see here. You're very welcome, Garrett. No problem. I think we couldn't see an enhanced by day 2. I don't know. I mean, I will say, if models continue to show what they've been showing in terms of like more of a broken cap, less convective inhibition, as well as heavier instability like the models have been showing, I think that could push us into possibly enhanced. We'll see, but once again, there's still no for sure yet, as also I don't work for SPC, like I said. There is not. White Wolf says, is there a risk for Tuesday or Wednesday in Tennessee? So like I said, Tennessee is not really in the risk anymore, but that would have been for Wednesday. Let's see here. Ace says, my brother gets anxious for severe weather, so I'm glad you update him. No problem. That's what I'm here for, y'all. I want to make sure y'all are prepared and weather aware. Like I said, I've always forecasted the weather myself, and I've always, tracked it, and, I've learned all about weather myself, and I was like, I'll just figure that out. So here's actually how this worked, because I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, right? I've always wanted to be a YouTuber since I was a little kid. And, I saw all these big YouTubers, and I just thought it would be super cool to own a YouTube channel. And on top of that, I love the weather. And so I took a lot of studying in meteorology, a lot of studying. And I figured it's like, well, I do this on my own, so I might as well make a YouTube channel about it. And next thing you know, here I am, almost 23,000 subscribers. I still can't believe that, y'all. That's crazy, crazy, dude. Crazy. And can't thank you guys more than enough. I love every single one of you guys. Y'all are awesome. Y'all mean a lot to me. And like I said, I will do anything it takes in order to help you guys out anytime. Let's see here. There's a chance it could 50-50 upgrade would occur. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, that's not going to mean anything right now. You know, it'll mean something on the day of, but it won't mean much right now. Dax wants me to take a look here at 49424. Is that Mississippi? Or sorry, Michigan, sorry. My bad. MS is Mississippi. 49424. 49424. Cross portions of Michigan. Level 1 threat, my friend. 5% chance here for severe weather. Jimmy, let's see here. 49348. 49348, right? 49348. Michigan, level 2, right on the edge of it. 15% chance out there for severe weather. So you, my friend, are at risk. Let's see here. Justice says, from what I can tell, you're great at your job. Thank you. Appreciate it. Enduring wants me to take a look here at 49090. 49090, right? Michigan, level 2 threat, my friend. 15% chance for severe weather. Once again, there's no breakdown right now, guys. We will get that tomorrow. We'll get that tomorrow regarding the exact breakdown between damaging winds, tornadoes, and large hail. We'll have a for tomorrow's zip code forecasting live streams. I'm doing 2 live streams, one around 2 p.m. Eastern, and another one right around 9 p.m. Eastern. So somewhere around then, and so we'll actually be able to break it down more for you guys in regarding to how much of a tornado threat you have, how much of a damaging wind threat you have, and how much of a hail threat you might have overall. So, anyways, let's see here. Roby coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Roby. I appreciate that. Thanks for putting up with us, old man. You're very welcome. No, you're good, my friend. You are good. Like I said, thank you so much, though, Roby. That's very sweet of you. Appreciate that. You really didn't have to do that. Definitely didn't have to do that, my friend. First super chat from Roby. Thank you, Roby. Appreciate that. Y'all give Roby a like on that super chat there for good old Roby. Thank you so much, Roby. That really helps a lot, and it means a lot to me. So thank you so much. Let's see here. Thank you, 15%. Yep, you're very welcome. What about Detroit? Detroit's in a level 1 threat, my friend. 5% risk for severe weather as of now. Room for upgrades? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it will or not. If it'll upgrade to a slide or whatever. But what I do know is that models are starting to trend more instability out that way. So you can see that they're, by the Detroit region, still, somewhat capped out, not as bad. But some of the Cape values are over 1,800 joules per kilogram. So that's pretty solid. Not to mention our wind shear, too, over that area. I mean, it's not the greatest. It's about, 30 knots around that region for that time. But it does increase a little later on. Just depends on if convection can continue to fire that late 50-knot mid-level. So, yeah. We shall see. Young meteorologist, can you give me a zip code for that, my friend, please? Yeah, it's so much easier for me to just plug in zip codes rather than town names, because then I got to go through the list of town names and pick the right one, while I could just type in a couple digits in my iPad here and get on with it. So, let's see here. What's the Cape gonna be for Fort Wayne through models? Same thing. Cape or not Cape? Zip code, y'all. Zip code, y'all. What does a lapse rate stand for? Aiden, you don't know lapse rates? Oh, I see what you're doing. See what you're doing. Oh, man. Temperature by altitude. Let's see. Nick wants me to take a look here at 46808. 46808. I'm not going to spoil the answer for a young meteorologist. That's why I haven't said anything about that. Anyways, like I said, level 2 threat, 15% chance for severe weather, my friend. Once again, no breakdown as of now, but we'll see. What about Columbus? Columbus is in a level 1 threat, my friend. 5% chance here for severe weather. St. Louis, level 2 threat, my friend. St. Louis in level 2. Level 2. Let's see here. Saw some discussion on the HRRR model concerning possible supercell activity in northern Indiana. So, let's see here. Oh my golly! I just got a Cashapp notification from Nancy coming with a $2 Cashapp donation. Thank you so much, Nancy. Appreciate that. You absolutely rock, my friend. Big shout out goes to you, Nancy. Thank you so much for helping out. Let's see here. See, 53184. Gotcha. 53184. Gotcha, my friend. Wisconsin, level 2 threat, 15% chance for severe weather overall. Let's see here. Off topic, my son wants to know, do I have a camo or a green tornado hat? Well, these are the type of hats we got here with the logo. It has a supercell on it. Classic Hook Echo. I don't even remember, honestly. I think we have... I want to say we do. If y'all want to check out our merch, the Nightbot put a merch link down there if you guys want to check it. Yeah, here's our merchandise real quickly. I'm just going to check and see if we do. We got the gray, got khaki, we got navy, we got the black, like I have, and we got tie-dye. I don't think we have any camos. Yeah, not yet anyways. I might add a camo eventually, if we can. So, that could be a thing in the future, my friend. Let's see here. Always right on the line, Indiana. Anyways. But like I said, y'all, if you have any zip codes, feel free to let me know. Can I repeat the time and time zone you'll be on tomorrow? So tomorrow, the first live stream, I'm doing a set of 2 live streams tomorrow. The first one will take place around 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern time, which will be 12 or 1 p.m. Central. And I'll be doing another one around right around 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern, which will be right around 7 or 8 Central. Anyways. Ghostface wants me to take a look here at 63123. Here's 63123. Missouri, St. Louis. Yeah, so St. Louis region here. Level 2 threat, my friend. 15% chance for severe weather. 15% or more on car insurance. That's what I'm saying, man. Dude. William, let's see, 65240. 65240. Did I just do that one? This is also Missouri. Yeah, this one's in a level 1 threat, my friend. 5% chance for severe weather. Let's see here. Charles, 37303. A lot of threes. 37303. Tanner C. No risk, my friend. As of now, there's no risk for you. See here. Your channel is the reason why I love weather. Well, thank you. I'm glad I could help fuel that interest for you. It's definitely some cool stuff, I tell you. Let's see. HRRR is also showing possibility of rain thunderstorms out in New Mexico. Should be interesting. For when? When's that? New Mexico? Oh, precipitation. Here we go. Yeah, dude, that Zero Zulu run was pretty interesting. Zero Zulu HRRR, definitely a pretty interesting run here. I mean, look at that, y'all. Dude, HRRR goes ham last couple of frames here. Yeah, I'm gonna be real curious to see how that looks tomorrow. Charles Six, no problem. No problem. SRH, storm relative helicity. That is correct. Do you know what storm relative helicity is, my friend? Let's see here. Do I think storm chances will go up tomorrow? I think it's possible. I mean, given the trend here with the HRRR and RAP models, given more of a less capped environment in some of these regions here, that thermodynamics are looking better on that scale. Between HRRR and RAP here, there's a big cap break potentially. So we'll see. We shall see. Let's see, Otto says, gotta say, first time joined the stream here, but very welcoming, extremely informative and helpful with storm anxiety. Well, I'm glad to help out, my friend, and I appreciate you joining. Stacy, 34755, gotcha. 34755, got you, my friend. That's in Russia. What? Turkey? Can't do out there, my friend. Dude, I could put Aiden on a weather show. Let's see here. How big of a difference do I think the GFC model? GFC? I don't think I've ever heard of that one. You mean GFS maybe? GFS. Like I said, GFS model is only good for really looking at, events in the long range of things. But whenever you can kind of get mid-range models available, like we have the NAM, RAP, and HRRR, you kind of more switch to those models because they're higher resolution and they're overall better at, forecasting severe storms. But yeah. Love to see a young weather enthusiast. Absolutely. Got to start somewhere, man. Oh, dude. Aiden, you're diving into climatology. So I want to go ahead and say, Aiden, there's a difference between climatologists and meteorologists. And you giving him meteorologists, questions, that's kind of climatology. I'm sorry. Not trying to ruin a moment here, but let's see here. All right, see you later, some guy. Thanks for joining, man. Have a great night. GFS, my bad. I was about to say, dude, I don't think I've ever heard of what would you say? The GFC, I think it was. It's pretty funny. Another great event coming around 180 hours out. I'm not sold, man. I am not sold on that, honestly. Let's go ahead and look at it real quick here. You're going to see my beautiful face disappear for a minute. Let's see here. Let's see here. Aiden says, what's wind shear? Oh, I can answer that one. So let's see here. So, are you talking about this event here? Well, typically, sometimes whenever you do have, I forgot the exact name for it. But sometimes after you get a wave of severe weather, sometimes you can get some upwelling that comes back into the country. There's some type of there's a name for it, and I just can't think of it. I've heard it all. Actually, I've heard it recently, and I just can't think of the name of it. But there is a phenomenon where basically the warm sector, as it continues pushing eastward, sometimes you can have it leak back into the country, bringing up more warmer conditions and actually, allow for for another potential setup to follow right behind. Now, I'm not going to say that's I'm not going to say that's going to happen, but let's see here. This GFS been talking about it. A little bit of a support of a frontal boundary being developed there, but yeah, we'll see. Go ahead, Andrew. Okay, so wind shear is the change in wind speed and wind direction with altitude. I'm so smart. Come on, let's go. Let's see here. Taylor wants me to take a look here at 765. Was it 76570? Gotcha. Let's see here. Let me just make sure I'm doing it right. Taylor, 76570. 76570. Gotcha. Texas. Oh, wow. So you're near a thunderstorm threat, but you're not quite in it, my friend. Nothing severe, though, so you're good. Let's see here. So that is there for y'all. But yeah, no, honestly, like I said, the models do show a bit of, like I said, the models do show a bit of instability being available. Yeah, Aiden, can you bump up the chat again? If you could, that'd be appreciated. Whoops. Let me do that. Yeah, no, you know, like I said, there is, like I said, there is going to be a bit of instability out in some of these regions here. So we'll see. Taylor's just saying, no problem. No problem. Let's see here. Is it retrograding? I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it is. For some reason, that doesn't ring a bell, though. There is a name for it. There is a name for it. To where some of the warm sector starts to leak back in after a frontal passage, which sets up another potential for severe weather. Anyways. Did I already do Lori? 38344? Yeah, that sounds familiar. I think I already did Lori's. Let's see here. Wind shear movement of sheets. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. Taylor says you're the best. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Parameters, space for wind. C. Nothing short is incredible. SR EF has 30% significant tornado. What? Does anybody know what the, I don't know if the, oh, shoot. What was it? NATO cast? Yeah, NATO cast. I wonder if anything has any information on NATO cast. Let me pull up their Twitter real quickly. I don't think they do. Do they do day threes? Does NATO cast do day threes or just day one, day two type of ordeal? I think it's just day one, day two. Yeah, just a day one, day two type of thing. Pretty sure. Okay. Yeah. So we'll just, I'm sure we'll get NATO cast input tomorrow, since it'll be the severe weather event will be day 2 tomorrow. So let's see here. 37915. 37915, my friend. Gotcha. Yeah, like I said, there's none of Tennessee, my friend, that's really in the risk area. So like I said, we're fine out here. With the other 3 zip codes that you put in the same area. Like I said, you're fine. There ain't nothing really going on out here. There was a risk earlier that was nearby it a couple days ago, but they removed it due to uncertainty. And it seems like models are now starting to wane out and really thin out that available instability there. So, but yeah. Oh man, you got Aiden over here using ChatGPT. ATR, let's see here, 29645. 29645. Let's see here. South Carolina. Yeah, the risk doesn't come out here. If you're going to get anything, it'd be Thursday, but right now there's no risk for that. Aiden is AI, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe. But anyways, y'all, like I said, I think we did quite a bit of zip codes today. I'm very, very happy with the amount of people we might have helped out today. I am very, very thankful for that. And I just want to go ahead and say, guys, thank you all for joining us today. Like I said, between the two live streams and like I said, y'all, it definitely is very good to be able to be here and help you guys out there. Did I see they dropped a Wednesday outlook? Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. What phenomenon is it that you look out your north window, the wind is blowing north to south, from north to south? Only time I'd see that being a thing is southerly advection from a Arctic air mass. Let's see, south to north. About 10 seconds later, the trees fall to the east. It would be some type of frontal situation with that, with the winds changing like that. Because typically the way it works for a normal severe weather setup, if you're in the pre-front, or you're in the warm sector, we call it. So, for example, I'll just draw it on the screen here. So, say for example, you're in the warm sector, which is a big warm air mass, and the winds are moving north. Northeast in these cases, and then once that cold front rolls through, your winds actually change direction to more of east southeast. But you're talking from south? That I'm not too sure. Alrighty, let's see, y'all. What does SST? Sea surface temperatures? That's an easy one. Let's see. This has turned into a big quiz. Sharp says, thanks, buddy. Good work. I appreciate it, man. And you're very welcome. Anytime. Anytime. Let's see. Austin wants me to take a look here at 43056. Hold up. Oh, I'm on my pen. That's why it's acting up. Okay. Let's see. 6, Ohio. Wow. Let's go ahead and remove all that. Yeah, look at that. We're right on the edge of that marginal there. Let's see. What is PWatt? Precipitable water. See, EL, or equilibrium level, wants me to take a look here. 62934. We're just in like the 62934. 62934. Oh shoot, I messed that up. What did I do? 62934. Let's see here. Illinois. Got a marginal level 1 threat, my friend. 5% chance for severe weather. Let's see here. Definitely be coming back here tomorrow. Drop dead of tornadoes. Let's see. Oh, drop dead terrified of tornadoes. I had a tree on my house flood between us. Oh, wow. Yikes. I'm glad that you're okay, Otto. And like I said, yeah, tomorrow we'll have a much better idea regarding the exact breakdown with tornadoes. My opinion, I think it's a 5%, but we'll see. We shall see. We shall see, my folks. But like I said, if there's anything I can help you all out with, yeah, we're probably going to push this to the 2-hour mark, which we're about a little more than 15 minutes away until we reach the 2-hour mark. So I'll be on the air for another like 17 minutes or so. We're going to probably end it right at the 2-hour mark. I think I did a exactly 2-hour live stream here a little bit ago, if I'm not mistaken. It was, oh man, 1 hour, 59 minutes, 57 seconds. Close, but not quite. Oh shoot, I clicked on one of my videos by accident. Getting an ad on my own video. Expedia. It's pathetic, dude. Not sponsored by. I'm doing good, Haley. Hope you're doing good yourself. Let's see here. We don't have a storm shelter. We have a trailer home, so tornado could break our house. Yeah. Well, Stacy, I'm glad to tell you. Like I said, you're good. You're good. Do I think the severe storm could possibly have an effect? See, Charleston, Indiana schools. So I'm not the superintendent. I'm not trying to be rude. I don't know. I don't think they'll close schools. Honestly, I've only seen them close schools for like at the lowest and enhanced risk. I've seen they usually do close schools in a high risk, but we're not going to be in a high risk. I can tell you that there's not going to be a high risk with this event. But you know. But y'all, Andrew, give me a question. What does burial clinic mean? That is your question. Let's see here. What's the chances for an upgrade for day 2? Let's see here. Honestly, like I said, I think it's possible. I do think it is possible overall. But you know, we'll just have to see. I mean, given the fact that let's see here. Given the fact that, hold on, I'm texting something real quickly. My got a text message I need to respond to right now. But I do definitely think that it is a possibility. I definitely think it is a possibility that, you know, there could be some type of upgrade if things continue the way they are. You know, like I said, if things you know, continue to like I said, the latest model runs, the set of model runs that came through. If it continues to show that way, I think it could get upgraded, but we'll see. I mean, obviously, not all models are on board yet, but we got a handful of them. That's what we do. Alrighty. Let's see here. I think Tulsa, Oklahoma could be upgraded to a marginal. I mean, the risk is next to those areas. The risk is next to the Tulsa area. But whenever it comes to it, like I said, I'm not too sure. Really not too sure if they're going to or not. But we'll see. Stacy says, be honest, am I asking too many questions? No, like I said, you know, obviously it's good to ask questions, you know, because it helps keep y'all prepared. But I'm telling you, Stacy, since you're in Tennessee, there's nothing happening out there. So, yeah, there's nothing to worry about. And, you know, you really shouldn't have any questions considering there's not anything really expected. So much to learn in meteorology. Oh, dude, there is. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. I mean, it's taken me many years to get to where I'm at now. You know, just because I don't have my physical degree doesn't mean I am not meteorology smart. I mean, I'm not being selfish here, but I am very smart when it comes to meteorology because it's been a subject of mine for many years. It's been my hobby for many years. I mean, like I said, I just couldn't afford getting a degree because college is expensive, dude. But I have taken classes, meteorology forms of classes. I mean, I've had physics class, I've had you know, all calculus. I've had calculus 1. I've done, like I said, there's a lot of things that I just couldn't afford it. But when it comes to it, like I said, I have very similar mind as a meteorologist would. You know, like I said, I have friends that are meteorologists. I ask questions throughout many years. I have, like I said, taken a couple classes in the subject of meteorology. Like I said, you know, I definitely could say I know a lot more than your average folk. But you're more climatology, yeah. I've noticed that, Aiden. Let's see. But anyways. What's up, Andrew? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have y'all here. Took a college meteorology class last semester. Nice! It's cool, Brooklyn. Experience outweigh reading books. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for easily 6+ years. Let's see, y'all. Is OU a good school for it? I don't know. I have no experience or anything with OU. Anyways. Kitty back to watch forecasting. Glad you're back, man. Let's see here. Will the chances of the storm increase over time? Storm probability increase? At the rate we're going now, it's possible. Once again, models are they are definitely starting to show a bit more of that break in that cap there. What's Wednesday's threat looking like? Andrea, the amount of instability in the atmosphere for Wednesday becomes so thin to the fact that we don't think there's going to be any really organized severe thunderstorm activity. We could have a couple isolated storms, if conditions warrant, but yeah. So GFS. So here's Wednesday's commute. You can see that there's there's like not even that much instability. We're talking like 100 to 300 joules per kilogram across the mixed layer atmosphere. I'm sorry, most unstable. Sorry, MU Cape. Yeah. Who's in the biggest threat in Illinois? Most of Illinois is actually in the biggest threat, actually. Yeah, look at that. So I should say who's not in the biggest threat in Illinois. That would be like extreme southern areas by Harrisburg. But once again, I'm not going to get specific here because this convective outlook is going to change. It's going to change. I'm not saying you're going to get you're not going to get the slight risk. I'm not saying that or whatever, but it's going to change. And what I'm saying right now probably won't matter until the day of. So. Do I think Detroit will get heavy storms? I think it's possible. Yeah, Ryan, I do think it's a possibility, especially given that latest HRRR trend here. Have you all seen that? If you guys are just joining us here, I'm going to show you something real quick. This is here you go. This is what the HRRR is showing us, a big band of supercells and some real nasty storms rolling through southern Michigan, northwest Ohio, northern Indiana, and northeastern portions of Illinois, towards Chicago. So I think it's possible. I think it's possible that we could, probably just going to be enhanced. I don't see anything higher than that. My opinion is, I think that's a good possibility. Once again, that if things continue the way they are, once again, latest HRRR here showing, you see a broken cap. If I hop over here to the SIN here, if I can find it. I guess, is there not convective inhibition? Well, I guess it's already mixed in. Anyways, but yeah, you can see the second value down on the box, which is SIN, convective inhibition here. But yeah, so there's not much of a cap in some of these areas here. According to HRRR, also RAP too. RAP does show that the cap break across some of those regions there. Little to no cap, but and a lot of the surrounding areas is still very much capped out. Which, there's actually a little bit of a bit of concern with having a big cap in place and, like I said, having some areas that the cap could be broken, because that could lead to some localized supercells. Given an environment where the surrounding perimeter is very much capped out, but the area of that rising parcel, that warm air updraft that's coming up, and given that the environment around it could be non-capped out, but the surrounding environment could allow for a singular or a couple of singular or I guess that'd be multiple, or a couple of discrete, isolated supercells, given that environment. That's what I'm mostly concerned about, and that's exactly what the HRRR is saying there. Is that, given the fact that most of the environment in the surrounding perimeter is capped out, there is a few pockets to where, any rising parcel should be able just to break straight through and continue to go on and convect. So, let's see here. Anyways, let's see here. Yeah, so like I said, that's just kind of what it's looking like there. So we'll just have to see how things, just how things pop off here. But it's definitely a bit of a concerning bit of trending here with the last couple of runs. Let's do. Does RDPS show this? Dude, the RDPS shows like, oh wow. Look at that, y'all. The surface-based cape, SB cape. This is your instability towards your ground level. Is the cap breaking? Says Rain. Yeah, it looks like a lot of the models are starting to show that cap breaking a bit. Yeah, like this one, RDPS here, showing, once again, pretty solid amounts of instability here. What about wind shear? Totally different wind shear environment here. More northerlies than northeasterlies, like the other models show. Almost 2 hour stream already. Yeah, we're getting to it. Sounds like nasty stuff. Yeah, it could be. Could be, for sure. See, more daytime heating. I mean, it depends on cloud cover. It depends on cloud cover. So if you have so clouds are really good insulators. They like to hold heat. So for example, if you have an overcast day, your temperature is not going to change too much on the surface given the day or night cycle, because first of all, you're not having direct radiative heating, but also that cloud cover is kind of providing like an insulating, a bit of insulation. So if there's a break in cloud cover, that will unevenly heat up the surface due to radiative heating. So the whole entire surface will be unevenly heated, which some areas will rise with warm air columns, or columns of warm air will rise, and others will be relatively grounded. So, yeah, it depends on cloud cover here. It depends on cloud cover. If we have a lot of cloud cover, that would be better in our, like I said, that would actually be better in our situation. If there's not much cloud cover, though, that, for one, could heat up the surface, possibly more to expectations, which could break that cap in more areas. That's a possibility, theoretically. We'll just see, man. We'll just see. Let me go ahead and grab a couple soundings here. We're going to use RAP here for an example. I just want to see if there's any areas here where we're going to have an immense amount of cloud cover. So if there's a point in your skew-T plot where we do have a diagram showing your dew point and your dry bulb temperature intersecting with one another, that would represent a environment with 100% humidity, in which, yeah, in this case, like I said, in this case regarding the sounding here, you can actually see here that we have a lot of places where our dew points and our outside temperature do intersect. So that would likely mean a lot of cloud cover in actually 2 areas with a little bit of a gap between. So that could be good. Now, obviously, that's not for sure if that's going to be the environment, considering how rapidly these models are changing. But like I said, that would definitely be playing a very important role. So that's really why we have a lot more better information the day of, is because we can get real-time data from observational stations like mesonets. Speaking of, I'm building one right behind me. Mesonets, and also like, what is it called? Radiosondes, weather balloon launches. We get actual data from the atmosphere, which it really helps the day of overall. Let's see here. Thank you, Haley. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's see here. But yeah. Let's see. Do I think that this will make any significant tornadoes overall? See, that's a really heated topic right now. Instability-wise, I mean, just going off of the amount of instability we have in the atmosphere, theoretically, yes, that could be a possible outcome. And then on the subject of wind shear, given how strong the winds are at both lower levels and further aloft, yes, that's possible. Also, given the amount of, like I said, our dew point temps and lower level moisture is what we're measuring with those. Yeah, it's possible. I do think, personally, I think there could be the possibility for a few strong to potentially significant tornadoes if conditions are met, in which models are trending better in that favor. But I'm still going to need some more information. I'm not too sold on the idea yet, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say no to that. I mean, because we do have a lower level jet, 850 millibars, roughly 4,000 feet up, showing in some areas over 60 knots. You go up in the atmosphere, not only does your wind direction change in directional shear, but also you get speed shear, higher, faster winds the further you go aloft. So with that being said, first of all, you do have some rotation that is occurring in the atmosphere as you do change wind direction. So we will get some horizontal vortices forming in the lower atmosphere, for one. And, yeah, like I said, let's just wait and see. Honestly, let's just go ahead and wait and see for more models to come through. Okay. Let's see here. Do I think that St. Louis has a high tornado risk Tuesday? Probably nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead and grab a look here. So if cap can break. That's if. It does show a bit of a break here, maybe midday Tuesday, 20 Zulu, so sometime probably early, mid-afternoon here. Given instability, once again, this is one general model, 45 knot lower level jet, 45 knot lower level jet. Oh, yeah. Siri, wow, dude, really strong mid-levels out in this region here. Not Siri. Yeah, really strong mid-levels, like nearly 100 knots in some areas. That's actually really, really strong winds in our mid-level atmosphere. Yeah, given the winds, I think tornadoes could be supported near St. Louis. I mean, that's if we have a break in the cap and we have enough instability. But otherwise, shear is there. Both in the speed shear column and the directional shear. Clearly, the cap breaks. So what models are hinting towards now? They're definitely showing more of that breaking, more of that cap breaking, especially HRRR here. Dude, look at that. We have a real big area here that HRRR shows honestly, a moderate, I'd say a moderate case of instability here. Not moderate risk. I'm going to make that clear. Moderate case of instability here. Showing, some areas over 2,000 joules per kilogram. That's pretty good. That's good mixed layer instability. That's pretty solid across the atmosphere. Especially with those winds that overlap that area too. Been here for 2 hours. Oh yeah, we have been live for 2 hours. So far I've streamed about 4 hours today, you guys, and I'm doing this for you because I love you guys and I want you all to be safe. So please do me a favor, subscribe if you haven't, share this to your friends, family. So be much appreciated, guys. Like I said, I'll never ask for anything else other than y'all subscribing, maybe leaving a like, and most importantly, sharing. That way, we can help spread the word here to help keep people safe. That's obviously the main. That's the main thing here, is making sure that everybody is weather aware, everybody's prepared, and like I said, I'll do whatever I can to make sure I can help out in that aspect. Next week looks active too. Yeah, we'll see rain. I'm not really buying it quite yet, but we'll see if it starts trending that way. Does this look like there will be some thunderstorm Springfield? Yeah, no, obviously you guys are in the risk there. HRRR doesn't show that much instability by Springfield. Are you talking Springfield, Missouri? Okay, Springfield, Missouri, gotcha. I thought you were talking about Illinois. Yeah, Missouri, there's not a whole lot of instability available according to HRRR. Let's go and hop to RAP here just to see. Yeah, RAP shows a bit more instability out your way for later Tuesday. Just depends on the cap breaking, man. Yeah, RAP shows negative 70 joules per kilogram of positive buoyancy in our lower atmosphere. So that's air that's actually sinking and pushing against your rising columns of air. So in that case, I mean, yeah, that's definitely interesting. Can I explain joules per kilogram? Not in this live stream. It's very complex. Very complex. Let's see here. NAM model and pivotal weather is showing SIG-TOR 2.5, possibly year 4 tornadoes in western Illinois. Yeah, I wouldn't say that quite yet. Ellie, I wouldn't quite say EF4 plus tornadoes. I think we'll see a couple tornadoes with maybe an exception of, some of them being significant, being EF2 plus. That's, I think, possible given the wind shear environment with, like I said, lower levels over 50 knots, mid levels over 60 knots, with the instability mixed layer throughout the atmosphere being right around 2,000 joules per kilogram with no cap. I do see that environment possible in northern Indiana, southern Michigan, maybe even northwest Ohio. So, we shall see. How's my cat? My cat's good. That's what NAM is saying. Well, NAM, the never accurate model. Just also know that, Ellie, that's one run, that's one model, and that's one run. I've really noticed with this event that NAM is very much against RAP and HRRR. Well, they're pretty close. NAM kind of seems like the outcast right now. Let's see here. Wait, with the wind shear, is it more strong when the number's higher or lower? So, wind shear as a collective is basically the measure of wind direction and wind speed throughout the atmosphere as a whole. An increase in wind shear means that somewhere there will be stronger winds across the atmosphere. That's why we break it down in layers. That way you can see what level is stronger and what level's not. Hopefully I made that. Hopefully that made sense. Let's see here. Dark says, I have a feeling one day I'm just going to look outside and see a tornado. I hope not. Richard says, if the same setup was happening in late April, May, I'd be way more concerned about strong tornadoes. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, more than likely there wouldn't be as strong of a cap. But that really does come down to, the specific system. I mean, look at that. Big hook echo on the bottom of this. I'm kidding. Just kidding. Look at that. The cape is making a supercell of itself. Kidding. Kidding, of course. Let's see here. Will we have a dry line in the west when you see our chart? Reds, blues, etc. It's not going to be a dry line, no. It's going to be a cold front. She's a cold front. Yeah, look at this. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, look at that. So this is just all one big cold front pushing through here. There's going to be no dry line. There will be a warm front, though, on it as well. Low pressure system up here, right? Actually, let's do that in red. Let's go ahead and pull up our red pen real quickly. So we'll have a low pressure system up here with our cold front swinging down. I'm making this real specific, y'all. Real specific. So got a bunch of northerly advection from the Gulf, bringing a bunch of warm air in. It's going to heat things up quite a bit. Bring in some moisture, bringing in some warm air. Then we're going to have that southerly advection from Canada, bringing down a bunch of cooler air. Southeasterly advection, sorry. And of course, we're going to have those cold winds smashing into the upwelling of the warm advection, perpendicular. As you can see, because the cold air is going right at the warm, so that's just going to knock all that warm air out. So the cold air is replacing the warm air, which in this case would be a cold front. Now, a dry line setup, that would be totally different, just between two moist, a moist and a non-moist air mass, with usually no frontal lift per se. What's the winds for 37721? See here. Is that in Tennessee? Yeah, like I said, you're not going to get any storms, my friend. You're good. See, most recent HRRR model showing a SIGTOR 4.3 in Illinois. Only one. My source. Gotcha. That's definitely really interesting, my friend. Whenever it comes to, like I said, the latest HRRR, that got me a little concerned. Let's hop back over here to HRRR. Yeah, especially given that, let's swap up the simulated reflectivity here. Yeah, especially given the mode that we get, it's pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and hop over here to that convective significant tornado parameter. Yeah, no, this should be taken with a grain of salt at this point. I mean, just given that there's so much things still changing in the environment. Isaac, the reason I'm ignoring your comment is because you keep on spamming the same question. So think of that. Will north of Memphis get bad? So like I said, we're not actually expecting any severe weather right now anymore in Tennessee. So north of Memphis, depends on how far north exactly. The marginal risk it kind of ends right at that quad state area between Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, and Tennessee. So let's see here. 83 degrees smart. Wow. Let me bring this up real quickly, y'all. We're gonna bring up the RTMA analysis. 2 points. You know what, y'all? We're already starting to see the upwelling. Y'all see that? So this is actually kind of this is current conditions, guys. This is our dew points. So we can already start to see the upwelling. Y'all see that? As we get closer down in time, you can start to see how those dew points are increasing and pulling up further north. So things are already starting to happen. It's the beginning stages. Also, let me hop you over here. There it is. That right there, my friends, that's the system right here. So between that and our upwelling here that we've been seeing, you can actually see those wind barbs there. See them pointing north? The event's already starting to kind of come together now if you look at it. So you see all those wind barbs pointing north. So that's that warm air from the Gulf starting to move upwards. That's the advection starting. Let's see here. And, of course, we have ourselves that low-pressure system coming down here to the southeast here. But anyways, let's see here. Heel says, how does the event look like for Cincinnati, Ohio? So Cincinnati, I think, is in the level 1. Yes, level 1 severe weather threat, my friend. So you have a 5% chance of seeing severe weather. Once again, there's no breakdown between tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds yet, but 5% chance collective between all three of the hazards. So odds are very low of severe weather. It's a level 1 threat overall. Is tornado potential only realistic calculated the day of the outbreak, or can you calculate a few days? Typically the day before or the day of. So that's the best time. Let's see here. 2.39. Ooh, pretty low, pretty low. How bad for Louisville? Yeah, same thing. Level 1 threat for Louisville. So 5% chance for severe weather. So right now it's not worth any concern in the 5% zone really. As the odds of seeing severe weather is actually very low. Heel says, thank you, no problem. What is the green and yellow? The green, this green is not a severe weather threat. This is just a thunderstorm threat saying a couple booms of thunder possible. There's a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being the worst threat for severe weather. Thankfully, we don't have a level 5 or a high risk. That's lovely. We have a level 1, though. So it's the beginning of severe weather. The odds are very unlikely still of seeing severe weather, but severe weather is theoretically possible in some of those areas here. And the level 2 is in the yellow. It's where things become a little bit more problematic, a little bit more of a greater potential of seeing severe weather, equivalent to a 15% chance. 70 degrees Fahrenheit over here, says Isaac. Gotcha. So here it's, for me, it's 56 here in Central Florida. Anyways, see, I gotta go to bed now. Have a good night. You too, Justice. You as well, my friend. Caitlin says, thanks. No problem. You are very, very welcome. Glad to help out, my friend. Y'all, we're 9 subscribers away from reaching 22,900. We're going to try to reach 23K tomorrow. That's the goal. So hopefully we can do that. That's the goal. So we're getting there, y'all. Thank you, guys. Appreciate all of your support. I think the slight risk will change when they head back into parts of southern Missouri, in my opinion. We'll see. I mean, see how that plays out. Anyways, y'all. But I think we are going to head off here relatively soon, guys. Yeah, we started the live stream here at 9. It's now 11:16, so we've been live for over 2 hours at this point, guys. Plus another 2 hours in our other live stream we did. So we're pushing, what, 2.5 hours? Sorry, 4.5 hours of live streaming today. Yeah, so it's definitely going to... we're going to be streaming a lot over the next several days, guys. So that is that. Let's see, 23,000. I definitely remember when you had like 10 or 15. Amazing accomplishment. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy how far along this channel has come around. It's very thankful for it. Like I said, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber since I was little, and I've always been into weather for forever. So combining the two together, it's a dream come true. It really is. And like I said, I love every single one of y'all. Want to make sure I can give the best information out there, and in all the things. So try my best. Where's the storm? Across the dark green and the yellow areas. Those are the risk areas for severe weather. Come Tuesday. Anyways, let's see. You're a beast. What do you mean by that? I mean, I know I'm a pretty heavy dude, but my area is officially in the threat on Tuesday. All right, stay safe, my friend. Like I said, just know that this whole convective outlook's going to change a bit. It's going to change over the next couple days. I mean, let's see here. Is it Michael? Is that how you say your name? Sorry. But Michael, maybe, says thank you. You're very welcome. Roadster, Andrew the Weather Beast. Appreciate it. But all right, y'all. Taylor says that's not what I meant. I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. Just giving you a hard time. That I am. All right, y'all. Well, like I said, I was gonna end the stream at the 2-hour mark. We're now at 2 hours and 20 minutes almost, and here in about a minute or so. So, if there's any final questions, anything I can do for you guys before I roll off here, please don't hesitate to let me know. And like I said, the next live stream will be tomorrow around 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern time, which is 12 to 1 p.m. Central. Following by another live stream tomorrow. We'll be doing 2 live streams on this channel tomorrow. The first one, like I said, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern. The second one, 8 to 9, or sorry, anywhere starting from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern. So keep that in mind. It'll be happening between 1 and 2. I'll hit live between 1 and 2 p.m. Eastern on our first stream, and then our second stream will be happening between anywhere 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern. So that's that. Let's see here. Do I think they'll extend the risk a bit more north? I think that's actually a possibility. I'm not going to lie. I mean, given HRRR and wrap guidance here, I think that's theoretically possible. Yeah, we'll see though. I mean, maybe, maybe not. Haley, you're good. There's nothing going on out there for you. I already know where your zip code is because you're a natural on this channel, so I know where you're at. So you're good. But yeah. Anyways, let's see here. Oh, we got another Aiden here. Oh, gosh. There's too much of them. Too many of them. Let's see here. All right, see you later, John. Thanks for joining, man. Let's see here. Going through this, make sure I... Oh, here we go. Oh, okay, Taylor, I see your comment. Do I have a social where we can chat? I'm blind, so I can't see showing your screen, but I love weather. We have a Discord. It's in our description. Yeah, so go in the description of this. Go in the description of this live stream, and there will be a Discord link. There should be, anyways. I think it's there. Needs to be if it's not. But there's also here. I can just do this. So join our Discord, y'all. And that link that Nightbot's getting ready to send under my Discord message, that's our Discord. There you go. So yeah, join that. But anyways, let's see here. What's that green area to the west? What, this? Here? Just a thunderstorm threat. No severe weather expected, so. But alrighty, folks. Well, I think we're going to roll off here. Guys, please do me a favor. Subscribe if you haven't. We're 8 subscribers away from reaching 22,900 subscribers. It's pretty crazy. So, guys, if we could do that tonight, that would be amazing. So, if you haven't already, 8 people who have not subscribed, once again, it's free. Just go down there, hit that red button, and that's all you need to do. Just a tap of a button. It's that simple. That way it'll keep you updated with severe weather, and it'll help out the channel and help us grow, which will ultimately help save lives, around the U.S. So that's the ultimate goal here. That is the ultimate goal here. So you guys can make a difference by sharing this and, like I said, by subscribing. So have a good night. I'll be tuning tomorrow. You're one of my favorite weather guys. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate that. Taylor says you're awesome. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, guys. Y'all are sweet. Let's see here. My Discord's already blowing up. Somebody's messaging me. But anyways. Lots of interesting weather ahead, for sure. Absolutely, my friend. For sure, for sure. But, all right, y'all. See you 1 p.m. tomorrow. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. See you later, Otto. Thanks for joining. Thank you for subscribing, by the way. Much appreciated. And All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. Like I said, stream's going to head off here in about 2 minutes, so go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, family. Anybody else hanging out in the chat? Before we go, let me go ahead and give a big thank you to our donator today. We had Roby that donated. We also had a donation from Nancy on Cashapp. So thank you guys for the donations. Like I said, that'll help pay for my weather programs that I have running right now. So that'll help keep us running, literally. So thank you guys, much appreciated for Roby. As well as Nancy with the $2 donations. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. It means a lot to me, my friend. So thank you very, very much. And alrighty, guys. Well, once again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on the way out. So let's see if we can reach the goal of possibly. Let's see. Okay, so here in about 30 minutes is midnight. So we'll see by midnight if we reach 22.9K. We have eight subscribers away before we can reach it. We have 120 watching. I'm sure there's 8 people who have not hit that button, so go ahead and do that, my friends. That way you guys stay safe, and that way we can reach our goal. All right, y'all. Much love to you guys. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. Stream's heading off here in 2 minutes, and like I said, the next time I'll see you guys will be at 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. Somewhere around then I'll go live, and of course later on, even after that, for probably around 8, 9 o'clock p.m. tomorrow as well. So we'll be doing 2 live streams for 2 different updates, as we'll have 2 cycles of models coming through that day. So, well, more than 2 cycles, but 2 different model cycles per live stream. So, alrighty, guys. Well, you guys take care. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night, and we will catch you guys later on tomorrow. Once again, thank you so much, Roby and Nancy. Appreciate it, guys. And all right, guys, y'all take care. Much love to you, and we will see you guys here later on tomorrow. Peace out, my friends. We'll see you later on. Peace out.